Hey guys, and welcome. Why are the spawn of Slaanesh so good? Why are they so pivotal to the success many Slaanesh players can find? Well, there's a few reasons why. Slaanesh are such a hard-hitting, fast faction, and they're very, very brittle. They don't have elite, tough troops to hold the line and work as an anvil that they so desperately need, and Spawn do that job fantastically due to their unbreakability. They can pin the enemy in place and allow those cavalry, chariots, or even the demonettes themselves to flank around and slam into the enemy. Likewise, they can saturate on top of the Marauders of Slaanesh and really help you drag down infantry and cavalry alike. Spawn are good in every faction, but I think they're very, very needed in the Slaanesh roster. We'll have to see how they perform today. They are up against Tzeentch, so a fight of the very fast but squishy factions. I'd say Slaanesh are quite a bit faster, but have less range prowess. In fact, they have no range prowess. Let's see how this one goes. We have some Hellstriders lurking in the trees in a sneaky vanguard position. We have Chaos Furies up in the skies dominating the airways. And then a load of Spawn. 1, 2, 3 Spawn helping the ground force, which is a little bit lackluster. Just the one Marauders of Slaanesh. We do have the Cultists, though, rolling dirty with them for some cheeky summons. With even more cavalry in the rear, we have Hellstriders as well as Seekers of Slaanesh and one unit of the Seeker Chariots. Really interested to see how the Spawn perform here. They're going to be pivotal to success, hitting the enemy in place and allowing the cavalry to get the damage done. With a Herald of Slaanesh down leading the charge, coming in with a Portal Glyph, we have Melkov's Mystifying Miasma, Pit of Shades, and the Penumbral Pendulum. My god, my words. I've just finished streaming, so there may be some mistakes in my words today. Pretty cool to see her brought. She's a relatively cheap lord, which you have to do because up against Tzeentch, and if you're Slaanesh, your lord is basically guaranteed to get sniped. It's more of a matter of when rather than if. We have a load of Forsaken for the forces of Tzeentch, making up the front battalion. They're going to be backed up by Spawn, using them to saturate on top of the front line to help bring the pain. We then have a Blue Horrors just behind them for some range prowess. Chaos Knights in the back. We have a Cultist of Tzeentch down leading the ground forces, and an Exalted Lord of Change with Metal Magic coming in with his own Portal Glyph, Searing Doom, and Final Transmutation as his weapons and magics of choice. Should be good fun games. Without further ado, let's get this underway. It'll be a nice slow start to the battle as both these players just slowly move towards each other, trying to gear themselves up and get them nice and hyped, engage in hand-to-hand combat. Forsaken are but men at the end of the day, and they certainly need to get a bit of courage in their stomachs before pushing forward to meet the devastation that is of the Slaanesh army. Looks like Spawn are here to drive away at the Seeker Chariots, up to 0 kills with that charge. Still not convinced on these bad boys. We'll have to see how they perform. They get basically strip away the enemy shields, and that's about it. And by the time the rest of the Slaanesh force actually catches up, those shields will most likely be back there. So the cycle charging is pretty good micro there, of course. This is Papa Palpatine leading the Slaanesh forces, so you expect it to be some really top-notch micro. But at the end of the day, they do basically no damage. Cavalry's looped all the way up and around, looking to get some big fat juicy rear attacks in, and the Spawn are bomb rushing headlong in. Now they don't really want to fight Forsaken for that long on their own. This unit here is being protected by some of their spear units, but they can take significant damage if they are in combat with anyone for too long, but particularly damage dealers such as the mighty Forsaken here. Chaos Knights do get caught in a bit of a trap. They overchase the Seeker Chariots, now get rear attacked by Chaos Furies, plus bomb rush in the flank by the Spawn of Slaanesh. It's going to go really badly for these knights who are getting nuked quite poorly here. We get a big fat Final Transmutation go down. It's going to catch the Cultist, it's going to catch the Spawn, and do a load of damage in general. Luckily, the cavalry was relatively safe here. Pit of Shades just snaps into existence, Thanos style, doing some big damage to the Blue Horrors as Spawn do bomb rush on top of them, attempting to assist their cavalry. Real bloody game so far. Lots of carnage on both sides. We have the summon of Pink Horrors go down. We have Pendulums being brought to the battlefield, reaping havoc amongst Forsaken. We have Searing Dooms. There's everything going on all at once. It looks like Slaanesh have made some pretty good headway on this left-hand flank. Spawn going down. Cavalry are running rampant. You can see Blue Horrors and Forsaken have been put to the sword relatively effectively. Pink Horrors are on standby though, and they're going to get some really lovely damage. These pink plasma grenades getting launched as they manically laugh into the Seekers of Slaanesh, doing some big damage. Just a lovely little catch here by the Tzeentch player. He's also got the Exiled Lord of Change flying high in the sky, looking to support them where possible. Spawn are going to be bumping and grinding up against enemy Spawn. We do actually have some demonettes who were summoned to the battlefield in an attempt to support them I love that quite a bit, although it looks like they are being dragged out of existence at the moment. We do get yet another final transmutation go down, and the big snipe of snipes, we knew this was coming, we spoke about this earlier on, is coming in on the Herald of Slaanesh, and Exotic Lords can just assassinate any Slaanesh Lord realistically with the constant barrage of magic. Now there's no blue fire to do it, which is so effective, but despite that, we've had a pretty good snipe attempt on the Herald. They were able to fall back at least for now. Forsaken are moving out, looking to engage with the Spawn, who are going to take that fight. I'd love to see more cavalry move over to help support this, so it looks like they're busy at the moment trying to surround the Spawn and drag down the magical duck who plagues their dreams. Even the Herald's getting down and dirty, charging in. We also get a Melkov's Mystifying Miasma clatter in and just seep the strength from Forsaken as that cav slams in from the rear. Forsaken do not like it up the rear, it turns out, and they start to go down relatively quickly. Balance Power is certainly against Slaanesh for now. Despite having so much cavalry on the battlefield, the Lord options are going really quite poorly for them right here. The Exotic Lord of Change is going to hunt them down. We also get a summon on the battlefield. In the distance, though, we've cleaned up the Chaos Knights. We have a lot of Seekers and Chaos Furies left along. All that Balance of Powers have been really, really mean to the Slaanesh forces, unless I'm tripping here. I mean, we've got more Marauders who can come back as well. It seems really harsh so far, that Balance of Power. I guess they have a hero as well, still left alive, which I guess technically is a caster, so maybe that's what's doing it. I don't know. Furies are fine. Furies up in the skies, which is, you know, just fun for all the family. And now we have the glorious Seekers coming back in with the Herald. Spawn of Tzeentch will be going down. Looks like we get a Melkov's Mystifying Miasma go on the Forsaken, but once again, the magical duck swoops on in, trying to take down the enemy general. And if they're able to take down the general, they might be able to force army losses here, which would be a massive shame because Slaanesh are looking good pretty much everywhere else on the battlefield. So they've got to be careful. Magic could be their undoing. And oh no! A massive Searing Doom. Okay, they managed to skirt out of the worst of the damage there. They are starting to lose a lot of HP here, however. And the Exotic Lord of Change is still pretty scary, but I still think that Balance Power is a bit too mean. Even though I think Tzeentch are in the driving seat at the moment. We still have a Cultist though, we have a Herald, we have damage dealers who can bring the pain to the enemy. Looks like Spawn and Tzeentch are going to be receiving a nasty spell. Notice the Forsaken get a Fascination and a Melkov's, really looking to break their bones as quickly as possible. The big duck does land once more. We do have the Cultist of Slaanesh able to beat back the Cultist of Slaanesh here, which is certainly good news. The cavalry has swarmed. We have the Lord attempting to bring ruin to the Exalted Lord of Change. He gets pinned in place, but now we get a Searing Doom coming down. He's willing to accept the friendly fire if it allows him to take down the enemy general, and with the general going down, there is no hope for Slaanesh left. Army losses kicks in, and it is going to be a sad end to these last couple of Spawn who run in, wanting to feast on lovely duck rolls. Unfortunately, the duck shall be the one eating them tonight. Probably not the most nutritious meal, Spawn of Tzeentch, and not the most tasty, but it's gains at the end of the day, and the Exotic Lord of Change is trying to cut a bit of weight and trying to, you know, up his muscle where possible. A Pyrrhic victory, there's basically nothing left. I mean, there's like some beat-up Spawn, a beat-up Cultist, and a duck, but if one duck is still left standing, you know there is always a chance of a pretty lovely victory. Well played to these lads. Palpatine for the forces of Slaanesh. I'm afraid I don't know who the Tzeentch player was, but he did a really good job on taking down Palpatine. Is certainly no mean feat. I think the standout certainly was the Exalted Lord of Change. 3,800 value. Lovely, lovely uses there of the final transmutation to overwhelm the enemy. Herald, though, did a decent job all round, and the Spawn were pretty crucial, it must be said, to allow the cavalry to do the carnage that they did and unleash upon the world here. You can see 1,000 value, 1,100 from the Hellstriders, 1.3k as well on the Seekers. Bit of a mixed bag, though, across the entire army. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a good, awesome 1-2 cast. If you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. Both things help out the channel massively. And we're getting scarily close to the 10,000 subscriber mark. Feel free to leave a comment down below what you thought of the battle. And if you guys want to see more content, I actually did a live stream today on Total War Warhammer 2, believe it or not, doing some quick battles. It was a load of fun. Feel free to go check that out. That came out today. The Exiled Lord of Change, 3.8k value. Not bad whatsoever. That's some pretty nice work there. I thought all round the Knights kind of got baited in, but Forsaken are really quite scary up against all of their foes. Until next time, guys, though, peace, peace. And as always, stay awesome.